Okay guys, this is the STI Spartan V 1911 chambered in .45. I'll open up the box here and show you guys the gun, and I'll let you know how I happened to acquire this one. Okay, there we go. Previous owner put some VZ grips on there, and he put the old ones in this box. We'll talk about that in a little bit. First of all, I want to tell you guys how I happened to get this one. A YouTube subscriber of mine that lives not very far from where I do. I think he's seen my YouTube videos of me walking the dogs at the park, and he gathered from that, you know, the town I live in. And he sent me a message, and he asked me if I'd ever want to trade him. He said he was in need of a Glock 27. I can't say for sure, but I believe he needed a carry gun. And I asked him what he had, and he named a rifle, and then he talked about this one. And I said, you know what? I said I wouldn't mind trying out one of those STI Spartans. I've seen them before, and heard they had a really good reputation. So I gave him the Glock 27 and a couple extra mags with it, and he traded me this one here. So that's how I got it. Now guys, I am not real familiar with STI. All I know is from just different guns and what I've seen on the internet. That's about it. So here it is. Get this box out of here. By the way, guys, how do you like my new background cloth there? I think it's kind of cool, huh? So there it is. It has the roll mark there on the left, and the right side is plain. I gotta tell you guys though, right up front, I do like these VZ grips, and these give a lot of good traction when you hold the gun. Really feels secure. I've never had a set of VZ grips before on anything, so I definitely can vouch for VZ grips, and saying so far, without having fired this yet, but I can tell. But it really feels like it has good traction on the grip there over something like wood. You know, if your hands were wet or anything like that. I will break it down here in a minute. Now, like I said, guys, I don't know a whole ton of stuff about the STI line. What I do know is the STI Spartan is one of the lower level guns. Okay, they are in, let's see if it's stamped on here. Yeah. They are out of Georgetown, Texas. Okay, but the deal with the STI, some of the, what you would call some of Spartan's lower cost guns, is these are made by Armscore in the Philippines. Now there's a lot of good guns, 1911s that is, that come out of the Philippines, like the Rock Island Armory. That's just one example. So when it comes to 1911s in the Philippines, there's no doubt about it. They do make some decent guns. Now, from another thing that I heard is that STI takes this and puts their smaller parts into this gun, but the frame and the slide is made by Armscore in the Philippines, and STI uses their own parts on the inside. And then I also heard, or I read on the internet, that the barrel bushing is hand fit for accuracy. And I've read some things online, and I've heard nothing but good things about these guns. So, you know, I will be shooting this and seeing what I think of it. Okay, I'm going to drop the magazine out here and show you guys something. Now, the guy I got this from told me that it had had a little bit of work done to it by a gunsmith. And what that work was a trigger job. And I got to tell you guys, yeah, I don't deal with a lot of 1911s, but this probably has the nicest 1911 trigger that I've ever handled. Let me show you here. I'm going to go ahead and clear the gun again, make sure it's clear. here's the trigger right here, and it's going to have a little bit of take up. Most all 1911s, no matter what brand or what name they are, have that little bit of take up. Okay, so you have your take up there, and then a little bit of pressure, and the trigger is so light. It's not dangerously light, but it's much lighter than most guns I've dealt with. Let me show you that again. Get the take up right here. Just a little bit more pressure here. And it doesn't take much, buddy, to drop that hammer. So what that means is it's going to be a little bit easier for me to keep on target when I aim this gun. Okay? That's something that could make a gun more accurate for the person shooting it. Now, a gun is only as accurate as the shooter. But when you shoot a gun, the lighter the trigger pull is, the more of a tendency you have to be able to stay on target. The heavier that trigger pull gets, the more you have a tendency to start jerking the gun a little bit as a shot breaks. But with this is just amazing. I have never handled a trigger like this before. So I'm kind of excited to try this out. It does have the fiber optic front sight that is standard on the STI. Hope you can see it there. I like this. The plain black back sight, rear sight I should say. It's a 5-inch barrel. You know, standard size 1911. Give you a little shot down in there. Okay guys, so now I'm going to go ahead and take it down for you. Okay, so what we're going to do now is go ahead and field strip this 1911. I have not yet field stripped this gun, so we're going to get to take a look at the insides together for the first time. Okay, here we go. Move the slide back to the disassembly notch, pull the pin out. Okay, so there we go. A little bit of a complication there, guys. Seems to have a bushing in there, huh? Shock buff. Not for sure if I'll keep that in there or not. Depends, I guess. Okay, so here's the inside of the slide. Wow, this thing is pretty clean. I was told it only has a few hundred rounds fired through it. So, yeah, it would help if I went ahead and did this as well. Okay, so let's go ahead and pull the barrel out of there. And see what we're looking at with that. Pretty nicely polished stainless barrel. I can hit this with a little bit of flitz and make it look way more impressive than what it is. Feed ramp is pretty nicely polished. I'm not sure if that's factory or that was done by the owner that had it. Okay, we'll take a look inside the slide. Now guys, what I'm going to be doing is I am going to be giving this 1911 the full frog lube treatment. After I started using frog lube, I don't think I will ever go back to gun oil again. And guys, this is a product that I paid for and tried. Frog Lube has sent me nothing or paid me nothing at all. I paid full price for the product. I bought it on eBay. And I'm telling you, so far Frog Lube is the greatest gun treatment that I've ever used. I'm not saying that other things don't work, but for me, in my opinion, Frog Lube, this stuff right here, is the best thing I've tried yet. If that opinion ever changes, I will let you know. You know, if I see something happening or, you know, start to have anything go wrong, I will tell you that just as well. That's why it's nice to not be paid by a company like Frog Lube, because if I were to be paid by them and I treat this gun and go out and shoot it, and after 400 rounds and a couple of treatments, I start having issues with the gun jamming or failure to ejects, well, I'm not really going to be able to come back and give you an honest opinion of that product. Not if I want to keep getting money from the sponsor. So, okay guys, anyway, here's the frame. Pretty much your standard 1911 frame. And that's it, guys. These would have been the original grips that came on there. Yeah, I won't be using these. These won't be going back on. I'll keep them, but they won't be going back on there. These grips really are nice. I've never handled them before. So that's it, guys. Let me know what you think. If any of you guys have one of these, let me know what you think and how it does for you. I have pretty much seen nothing but favorable reports on blogs online about this gun. So, you know, I'm not for sure if I'm even going to keep it or not. I may end up trading it. I don't know. It does have the safety that is on the side for right-handed shooters. I shoot left. So this will not be a carry gun for me unless I were to add both safeties. Now, after I do some shooting and stuff with this gun, then I'll determine if I am actually going to keep it or not. And if I'm not going to keep it, I will probably end up trading it for something else. Alright guys, until next time, this is H4T, and I am out.